Hi there everybody, it's UK independent demonstrator Halsey here from slimandstylish.com. Thank you very much for joining me today. Hope you're all having a good weekend. Just looking to see if I can find the stream so I can see all your comments. This is a continuation of last week's live. Last week I made a shaker card using the So Sentimental bundle, and I had 3 pieces left from the inside of the card that I had cut. So I had these scallops, and I said to everybody, if you make it, keep these scallops because we'll be using them again next week. So I used a project that created those. Hi, okay, hope you're okay. See you all online now. I can also see that I'm a bit skew if, so watch your head. I'm just gonna move that around a little bit. Hiya Sue, hope you're okay. Thanks for joining. You're not working today? You always seem to be working on a Sunday. Hiya Karen. So this is the box that I made. When I made my shaker card last week, I had these 3 inserts that I wasn't using, and I said that I hate to throw away scrap pieces. So I'm showing you today an idea of a project that you can use with your scrap pieces. You can always put something together. So this is a pinch top bag that I've done, and it's using thick Whisper White cardstock, and I've just decorated it myself, and it's held together by the ribbon around it as well. So you can fit all different things in here. It's 4 inches wide by 5 inches long, and it's 1.5 inches in width. So it's got quite a lot of room that you can pop in different chocolates or bits and pieces. You can pop in jewellery in there, make a nice little bag. So let's just see who's on. Hiya Cindy, hope you're okay. Oh yeah, take a break from the housework, Sue. I've been really good today. I've been doing quite a bit of different housey things, which is why I actually posted my picture of what my live would be quite late, because I was a little bit busy this morning. Hi Karen, lovely to see you all. Hope you've been all having a very good weekend. So these were using the So Sentimental dies, which I've got here, so I'll show you which ones they were that I cut out. But if you want to know how to get all of these bits and pieces, just check out last week's live. Once this actually gets loaded up, I will pop into the description below a link to it. But this one here is from the largest of these rectangles that come in the So Sentimental bundle. This one here is from the second one. And this one here is from the third one there, and it's great because they've got all this stitching around, so they make really good tags. This comes with this stamp set in the bundle, and I've used the I Can't Thank You Enough, and I've already got that popped up on a block here, ready to go. And then also last week on the shaker card that I made, I used So Much Love, and I used this stamp here, cut it and coloured it and fussy cut it out. So I'm going to keep it the same so it will match with the card. So if you want to know how I've coloured these, they're exactly the same as last week's live, and again that will be in the description bar so you can find out how I've done those. So to start off with, you need a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock. You can use the thin Whisper White for this if you only have the thin. I've just used the thick because I wanted my box to be real sturdy, but you can use either. And I've got a full sheet of A4. So for this one, you want to score it on the width wise at 4 inches. Sorry, before I actually score, I should mention to you that I have hand stamped this box. I haven't done much stamping, I have just done a little bit of detail on it so that it doesn't look quite as white. I'm going to do that after I've put the score marks in, so I can see exactly where I'm stamping, so I can make sure that I've got enough on the front and enough on the back, and that's why I'm scoring first. Okay. Hi, Audrey. Oh, still 3 hours till we get back. I actually waved in direction of the motorway this morning. So Audrey passed my house on the motorway and she messaged and said, I'm waving to you. So I waved back. She went to go and see Downton Abbey. So I hope you had a good birthday. So it's 4 inches that you want to score at. And then 4 3/4 inches. But you want to score quite lightly at 4 3/4 inches. You don't want to do it as thick as normal. So quite deeply at 4, lightly at 4 3/4, and then you want to go quite deep again at 5 1/2. The light score mark is just going to help push this in the centre because it's the thick whisper white. It just gives it a little bit of a hand. Okay, then you want to also score at 9 1/2. And this is your deep score mark. 10 1/4, which is your light score mark. And 11, which is your deep score mark again. Okay, so you're going to sort of concertina this bit. Once you've done that, so it's 4, 4 3/4, 5 1/2, 9 1/2, 10 1/4, and 11. So once you've done that, I'm just going to turn it, and I'm going to score it at 1 1/2. Just a deep normal score for that one. 6 1/2, a deep normal score again. And then 7, and that's going to be a light score mark again. Okay, so that's 1 1/2, 6 1/2, and 7. If you are crafting along and want those measurements again, just pop it in the messages and I'll read them back to you. So I'm now going to be doing my folding. I'm going to start over on this side and I'm going to fold inwards, fold back out on that one. So you can see that this here is a burnished one. The one back isn't going to be burnished, it's just light. And then this one here will be burnished. If you're using the thin whisper white cardstock for this project, you probably won't need to do the score mark there. But I have, because it's thick whisper white, and I find if you don't do the light score mark, it sort of separates, it doesn't look very good, it cracks. And then you just want to mirror the same over here. Okay, so that's sort of how your box is going to come together. So then you want to snip. So this bit here that's going to be attaching, that is the back, because you're going to have your seam at the back, and this here is the front. So what you want to do is this bit that's the back you want to keep, and all of this bit here you want to cut off. So straight across the score line, and the whole lot goes. No, it doesn't. Everybody, please ignore me. That bit up that top goes, the bit with 2 score lines. I'm playing down this bit, so I'm just going to rescore that. My gosh, we always knew I'm going to make a mistake somewhere. At least it wasn't too far in. That's my mistake. Sorry if anyone was crafting along. So 4 inches, 4 1/4 lightly, 5 1/2. 9 1/2, 10 1/4, and 11. I'm so sorry if anyone was crafting along and was cutting the same bit as me. 1 1/2, 6 1/2, and then 7's the light one. Okay. So the bit you want to cut is going to be this bit up here that's got the two score lines, the thick one and the thin one, the thick one and the thin one. And as I said, this bit's the bit here that we're going to be keeping because that will be the back where it all links on. And this bit here is the bit we want off. So you want to cut it along the deep score line, straight across. I'm ever so sorry. See you, Audrey. Have a good journey the rest of the way. Okay, so that's how you want it. And I'm just going to do the score lines. So that's the thick one that you're going to want to burnish. And that one. And then that's the one you just want to lightly fold back. There we go. Thick one, and then lightly just fold that one in. Okay, so it'll be like that. These bits here down the bottom, you want to cut those. So you want to cut it straight up. This is the one that's just got the one score line. This was the one I went wrong and just merrily cut out earlier. So straight up, and then just tab in this bit here. And exactly the same over this side. Apart from this bit here, which you want to cut off completely and do it as a tab. I'll flatten this out now so you can see where all the marks are. Okay, so it should look like that. So now you can do your stamping and make this look your own. So I'm using Smoky Slate, and I'm doing what I did the other day where I used the dots. So this is going to match the same shaker card, so you could perhaps give them both together. And I know that this is going to be the front, and the front is covered pretty much, and then this is the back. So I can now work out where I want to put my stamp. So as this is going to be the back, I'm going to put a few more on here. And I'm going to go over the score lines so it looks right on the fold. And I'm also going to make sure that there's some towards the bottom on this one, so you can see that it goes over onto the base. And you're better sticking around the edge of this because you are going to be covering the majority of the front. So when you've got your few that you're happy with, I'm going to bring in the Rococo Rose, which I'm really getting the hang of saying, and I've got my little dauber, and all I'm going to do is just pop just a little flick to give these just a little bit of the colour. Okay, and now you've got it scored, you want to use your dauber and pop the colour all the way around. So I'm just going to go around the edges like that. And it will give it some colour. Is anybody crafting along today? Did anyone follow my mistake? Let me know. Karen Bradley, I loved your card this week. Karen did she did a card based on a card that she'd seen in the shop, and then she had to explain to someone which one was the shop bought card and which one was her handmade card, and it made me laugh. It was really good. I liked it. Much better than the shop bought card. Okay, so I'm going around the edge as well because that will fold over. And then once you've folded these bits in, you want to go along that edge as well. And then you also want to go across these folded bits. You just basically want to pop this on all of the score lines that we've folded. And it's easier to do this while the box is dismantled, just because then you can fold the score lines properly. Once it's all been put together, it's harder to do it without squishing it, if you know what I mean. And then you've got this fold line up here, don't forget this one. So that should be all the fold lines done. So to pop this together, you want to pop some glue down here. I'm using the Seal Plus because it's the thick Whisper White, and I want to make sure that it definitely sticks properly. Okay, so you should be able to fold it flat now, is the idea. So if you wanted to store these and make them and then just pop them up when you actually wanted to gift them, that's fine. I'm just going to bend those bits down. The bit that's the back, so this is the bit here that's got the connection, and this is the bit that goes over the top. So you want to make sure you fold the front to the back so that this is nice and clean. So I'm going to pop some seal on here. And that is your pinch top box. Okay. I think it looks really grungy doing the own stamping and then using your dauber and flicking it, because you get some of the splats. You've got this bit here, and I just quite like it, and it's a lot thicker than using DSP, so it's always an option if you're going to be decorating your card lots. So I've got these three pieces next. Marosia Rose ink. And I've got the I Can't Thank You Enough sentiment, and I'm just going to pop that onto the smaller of the three die cuts. And layer this onto the Rosia Rose bit. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Karen. I really enjoyed making it. It was one of my favourite shaker cards. And actually when I finished it, one of the ladies across the road caught me, and she said that she was looking for a 50th birthday card for her daughter-in-law. And I thought, you know what, I really like that so much, so I just popped a 50 on it, and it was done. Okay, so with this, I'm going to pop, while I've done these landscape, this is actually going to be portrait, and they're going to sit together like that as a bit of a cross. And then these are going to stick to the top of the pouch here. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this on first. For anyone who's watching the video that's not a demonstrator and has always thought about it, if you join before the end of the month, you can join my team of Stampin' Bells by going to slimandstylish.com and going up to the top header and clicking join. Then you actually get this So Much Love with this flower that I have been using free in the joining offer. It's only available up until the end of September, so if you want to know any more, just ask me about that. Okay, so that's going to go on the top there, so I'm just going to pop a strip of glue up there, and I'm using this seal because I just really want it to stick well. I don't want it to come off, means I'm using it as my closure. Okay. So the way I've got this box to actually close is by using the ribbon wrapped around it, and I've attached the ribbon here to the tag. I don't want to undo it because it's a really nice bow, but you'll get the idea of it when I make this one. The ribbon's on the tag, so when you undo the ribbon, it will still lift up. So I'll show you how I've done that. It's using the metallic edge ribbon. And I've just popped a glue dot. Once I can find my glue dots. I popped a glue dot on each, there they are, on each end. Which is quite funny that I was losing my glue dots, because I was going to do this with a magnetic closure, but I'd lost my little magnets. I can't wait to have my craft section back to being a craft section. Okay, so I'm just attaching that there, so it looks like it's run underneath. Folding that over and running it round the bag. And once I get to this end, I want enough to be able to tie a bow. So I'm going to leave about that much. I'm going to angle it already so that it helps my bow look nice. Again, a little glue dot on this one. And I'm going to stick this under on that side. And chop that off. So that to seal the bag, all you need to do is come around and tie this into a bow. So if you tie it up straight, so that you get the top up there and the bottom there, rather than across, you should get a better bow on your bag. You watch this not work, but it should then be at a better angle for you. It hasn't worked because I've twisted it, but it would have worked. There we go again. I did twist the ribbon with my hand. I watched Connie Stewart do a video on how to get your bows in the right direction. So learned something new. If you watch my videos, you know I'm normally a big fan of doing faux bows, because then they're always in the right direction. Just trim that off. And there you go. So the box is now all sealed and straight, and you can just get to decorating it. So as I said, I've coloured and fussy cut these in the exact same colours from last week. They are actually last week's flowers. So when I did the shaker card last week, I stamped these and coloured them in so you could see how I did it. But I didn't fussy cut them because I didn't want you to sit there waiting for ages. So I put them to the side and did some ones I'd already made. So all I just did this week was fussy cut these out to stick on. So it worked out quite good, really. A couple of dimensionals. Now what you want to do when you stick these on is you want to make sure they're stuck to the tag and not the box. So wherever you're going to put them, make sure that they're on the tag. If you stick them on the tag and the box, you won't be able to open the box. Okay? So the easiest way to do that is once you've lined up where you want them, is to then put the dimensionals directly onto the tag so you know they're in the right place. And then you know that you haven't accidentally stuck them to the box. Because we all know that I make mistakes, and that would probably be what I do. So it will then just stick like that. And exactly the same with the one at the top. Work out where you want it and then pop the dimensionals onto the tag so you're not creating the same problem. Just as a hint. So now if you undone the bow, which I'll do to show you, you can see that the flowers still lift up. Oh, that's a good tip, Karen. So do you just use Tombow glue? Do you just use the white glue on the end? Karen said that she puts a spot of glue on the cut ends of the ribbon, which then stops them from fraying, which is a great idea because ribbons do tend to fray, and I didn't know about that. I used to do heat them. My brother's a smoker, so I normally just get him to run his lighter over, but you can't do that on the white ribbon because it obviously makes it look dodge. So Karen said yes to anyone watching back on replay and can't see the comments. You can just use the Tombow liquid glue. So do you just apply it to the ribbon, or do you just rub it in? I'm not sure. Just going to pop a little bit on the ribbon now. I'm intrigued to see if this works. So I'm just applying a little thin strip down there, and then next week I'll tell you if it worked. I'm actually going to get my hands messy and just do that so it looks a bit neater. Oh, I'm all excited now, Karen. Thank you. And then to finish it off, just a couple of rhinestones. I think it's so handy having, like, this is why I like when we do team events and things like that, and you have teams sitting around the table, you learn so much from everybody because everybody crafts differently and everybody's done all different techniques. So I really enjoy face-to-face crafting. Obviously we haven't had any this year, but I'm enjoying my lives because I'm learning loads on them as well. So thank you for everybody. So there we go, there's the box, and it will match the shaker card. I would have showed you the shaker card on this video for anyone who missed the previous live, so you can see how it related, but as I said, I gave it to the lady across the road for her daughter's birthday, so You can always check back on the previous live. I will leave the link in the description. But yeah, quite a simple, easy to make box. And this is so simple because you can make it for any set because it's just plain white cardstock. And you can add any detail on here with whatever set you've got at home. So you don't need to have these ones. And any length tags or cut pieces will work as well to go on there. So thank you for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you next week. I'm going to do another one sheet wonder next week. I do enjoy doing those. And I'm going to do a Christmas. Sorry, Kay's just messaged. Just remember though that Tombow when dry is a repositional glue. Yeah, it is. See if it works. Yeah, so next week I'm going to be doing another one sheet wonder. I'm going to do a Christmas one sheet wonder. And I'm not sure whether to do it 12 by 12 and stamp my own cardstock, or whether to do it another 6 by 6 one, because I enjoyed that 6 by 6 one I did the other week. So I might do another one of those. Any preferences? Speak now. Oh, thanks, Kay. Thanks everybody for joining me. If you do make the box, please do go over to Slim and Stylish's Crafty Hangout. There's an album in there with the boxes in, so please do pop a picture into the album so I can see what you've all made, because that's always great fun. 6 by 6, brilliant, Kay. Yeah, I enjoyed that one as well. So we'll have a Christmas 6 by 6 next week. So do join me back here on Sunday at 4 o'clock. Thanks everybody. I will see you all soon. And don't forget, any of the products that I've used today you can purchase from my website slimandstylish.com. Have a good rest of the weekend, everybody. Bye.